My name is Camilla and I am a student studying psychology at the University of New England. In this video, I am going to show you how you can minimize your academic procrastination using behavior modification techniques. Behavior modification is a treatment approach that analyzes and modifies behaviors. It has extensive research and clinical applications that demonstrate its effectiveness in many areas of psychology. The major goal of behavior modification is to replace an undesirable behavior with an acceptable one. The underlying theme is the belief that how people act towards an object or an event can be modified by learning. Now let's move on to introducing academic procrastination and how this video could be applied to you or could be used to help someone you know that struggles with procrastination. Procrastination can be defined as the postponement of a task completion, usually resulting in a feeling of unhappiness or subjective discomfort. Specifically, academic procrastination is a pervasive and maladaptive behavior for many college and university students, often resulting in a feeling of psychological distress. As many as 90% of students procrastinate, and of this population, 25% believe their procrastination to be chronic. Furthermore, a significant number of students believed that their procrastination interfered with their academic performance and increased levels of stress. It is therefore understandable that many students may seek clinical treatment for their procrastination. Procrastination can be reduced down to these 4 points. Number 1, a behavioral sequence of postponement. Number 2, resulting in a substandard behavioral product. Number 3, involving a task that, perceived by the procrastinator, is important to perform. And number 4, resulting in emotional upset. So how can we overcome this maladaptive cycle? I'm going to show you in 5 easy steps. Step 1, conduct an assessment. Firstly, we're going to collect some information about the situations, tasks, or goals you procrastinate. Any time that you notice that you've put something important off in favor of doing something less important, write that down. Some examples of these situations, tasks, or goals that you could write down are the following: work-related tasks, meeting deadlines, filling out paperwork, making phone calls, finishing projects; study-related tasks, reading articles, researching, starting your assignment, attending lectures and tutorials; household tasks, daily chores, grocery shoppings, tax return, paying bills. Now that you have a list of things you procrastinate about, we're going to make a list of the ways you procrastinate. Since this video is focusing on academic procrastination, I'm going to provide some examples of how a student might procrastinate, but you can write examples that are relevant to you. A student might procrastinate by using social media, Facebook, Instagram, watching YouTube or Netflix, online shopping or going shopping, sleeping, drinking, smoking, or eating, and sometimes even daydreaming that the task that they have to do is complete. The list goes on. Step 2, prioritize tasks. Now we're going to write a to-do list of the tasks and goals that you need to work on. This could be a list for the day, for the week, for the month, whatever suits you and makes sense for your circumstances. Now we're going to take those tasks and goals and break them up into smaller components. This can be really helpful if you have a really large task that needs to be completed. Breaking it down can help it seem less overwhelming. For example, if you're a student that needs to write a report for an assignment, you could break down the task of writing a report into smaller components, such as researching articles, highlighting important information, writing your introduction, writing your method, so on and so forth. If you feel that these components are still too overwhelming, you can even break them down even further. For example, take the report assignment. Say writing your method is too overwhelming for you, you could break that down into even further components. For example, participants, procedure, materials used. Step 3, time management. Now that you have a to-do list that is broken down into smaller components, we're going to add some time frames to them. Time allocation can be done in different ways. The first way is to visualize the task that needs to be completed and estimate a time frame of how long you think it will take you to get the task complete. For example, for the report assignment, you might want to allocate your time accordingly. Research articles, 30 minutes. Highlight and read articles, perhaps that will take you 1 hour. The second way you can allocate time, which personally works best for me, is called the Pomodoro method. This method works by timing yourself in 20-minute study sessions, following by a 10-minute allocated break. This method works really well for academic procrastination or work-related procrastination. An example of the Pomodoro method is to time yourself for 20 minutes. During this 20 minutes, you study referring to your to-do list. After your 20-minute timer goes off, reward yourself by allocating a 10-minute break. During this 10-minute break, you can engage in activities you enjoy. Repeat this process until your to-do list is complete. Often when we sit down to commence a task, especially when we have an extensive to-do list, this can make us feel stressed or anxious. If this is the case, sit in your seat and take a moment to close your eyes and focus on your breath. Slow your breath down to smooth, slow, and steady breathing. Sometimes 3 to 5 deep breaths can be enough to refocus you. Often when we are stressed, we tend to use inflammatory language, which tends to make the task more overwhelming than it really is. For example, I can't do this, this is too much work, look at my list, look how long it is, I'm never going to finish this in time. If this occurs, you can engage in self-talk such as Socratic questioning to help reduce the cognitive distortions. Questioning your thought process can help you view your stressful situations more logically and rationally. Step 4. Reward yourself. A really important part of approaching tasks and goals is to actually reward yourself. Often the things we use to reward ourselves, socializing, watching Netflix, social media, are the exact things that we use to procrastinate, and it can make us feel guilty about ourselves. The key is to let these rewards be guilt-free. You can achieve this by pre-planning and allocating these rewards around the work that needs to be done. Step 5. Maintenance. Finally, the last step is to maintain your productiveness. Remember to continue to repeat these steps until you feel comfortable or find your own rhythm with getting tasks done. Remember to keep allocating regular breaks and to refer to your to-do list. I hope I have provided you with some valuable information about procrastination and how you can become productive with your tasks. If you would like some more information about academic procrastination or procrastination in general, there are plenty of resources online. If you would like further information, feel free to contact your health professional or a psychologist.